Alright, welcome to our weekly update on Australian property market. We run it from the sunny climes of Queensland, where by definition we discuss waves, impulsive waves and corrective waves around Australia. The forecast for this week according to SQM is Sydney down, Melbourne flat, Brisbane up. So why are we here? Because interest rates are up for the 12th time and we want to know whether there is more rises to come, how it will affect the property prices and the broader economy. So let's talk about waves, shall we? While everyone follows the news cycle and official narratives regarding RBA's decisions, nervously twitching with every announcement from ABS or government agencies, we stay calm and count waves. It seems to be giving better results than reacting to the news. In regards to housing, the reaction time is much slower, so we have more time to prepare. Whether you are a first home buyer or an investor, you need to know where we are sitting in a cycle so you don't buy at the peak. And there are only 5 peaks to consider in the wave theory. And guess where we are in a cycle in terms of the house prices? Let's look at the long-term chart spanning over the last 50 years. As you can see, we're at the very end of a great cycle. Here is wave 1, wave 2. The third wave ended with the banking crisis of 2008, which resulted in a wave 4. As we go through the final 5th wave, we need to be mindful that this wave is also made of 5 smaller waves. And guess what? We are entering the final stages of that final wave. In order to see microwaves in detail, we need to get a close-up with better resolution. For that, we turn to the SQM research website, where they plot weekly asking prices, which seem to be more consistent with reality. It's important to look at house prices you are interested in, rather than relying on broader indicators like statewide or national. Different suburbs are sitting at different stages of the cycle. I have noticed that most suburbs in Brisbane are way behind Sydney and Melbourne in the wave count. As the SQM research gets updated every week, I'm going to regularly post updated prices, so make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, as I've got more good stuff prepared for you. So far we've analysed distinctive suburbs from Victoria and New South Wales. It's time for Queensland now. Okay, here it is. We're analysing the chart of Ashgrove 4160, located northwest of Brisbane CBD. As you can see, we're hitting the final stages of the last wave. The first one ended here, the second here. Third one ended over here. And I would argue that we are in the middle of wave 4. If it was Victoria, I could make a bold claim we are starting the final 5th wave up. Since Queensland is usually a few months behind, I believe we should expect another drop below the last low of 1,398,000, but no lower than 992,000. We just need to muddle through this correction, which has few more weeks, if not days, to go. It is correlated with an increase in 10-year US bonds that are peaking as we speak. Once they go into a correction, you should see a reversal in interest rates and the beginning of the final upward wave in house prices. How far will it go? Based on the Fibonacci extensions, it may go as far as 2,300,000. Which is possible given that wave 3 almost doubled the prices from 992,000 to 1.8 million. As we know, there is no more new waves up past this point in the wave theory. We're going to end this large cycle that spanned over 50 years. The question is when it all breaks down. The time frame is always uncertain, as the change of the sentiment is as slow as changing the direction of the Titanic. I have my initial point in time where we are going to face another liquidity crisis like 2008, caused by double-digit interest rates that are showing up on the horizon. This will trigger the end of the cycle. It looks that smaller houses are going to follow suit and peak right after the larger and more expensive ones. Because that's what happened with the third wave. The same applies to apartments. It looks like the main fifth wave started during the pandemic. It consists of wave 1 that ended in June 2021 and a huge correction that lasted until July 2022. That's when the third wave has kicked off, and it's going to be a big one since it's still going up. After that, there will be another correction. Once houses peak, apartments are going to skyrocket, as potential buyers will switch to cheaper properties to gain access to the market. And that will be the final wave 5. It suggests house prices are going to deflate rather slowly, as potential buyers will not be interested in houses, but cheap alternatives like apartments. It just proves that the entire housing market is a land speculation propped up by cheap credit. It's going to be challenging. On one hand, there will be more businesses closing down, middle class getting decimated. On the other hand, expanding credit market is going to goose up housing and stock markets. A truly schizophrenic environment. But it looks like the unit market is going to boom until we run out of liquidity. On that note, I'm going to leave you, dear viewer. Remember, it's all part of a large cycle. It needs to end in order to start another one. Just wait and count waves if you are patient enough. See you next time.